You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. The time now, 8 o'clock, time for another hour of the great music that came out in the 1960s with the 60s Nostalgia Show. The 60s Nostalgia Show is kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Jellicoe Street in Martinborough. Cotter and Stevens have been in the Wairarapa for a long time. I think it goes right back to the 1940s, supplying quality workmanship and service in the electrical field, whether that be private or commercial, and also pretty handy around the old farm as well. Nothing really planned for the show tonight. We'll feature an LP, and it's an LP by Love Affair, and otherwise we'll just play things that might catch my eye. But if you'd like to try to get through, and hopefully the phone's ringing, you can give me a ring here on 3780255, 3780255, and I'll see if I can dig a song out for you. Meanwhile though, we'll sit back and listen to Al Kiola and his orchestra and the theme to Bonanza. Adele Shannon there, and Runaway opening up the show tonight. Next up, we've got a track from Bob Dylan, who I think has just turned 80, and Bob Dylan certainly been around for a long time. He's put out something like about 60 albums or something like that. So has certainly got a fairly a large repertoire, most of which he wrote himself, including this song called Positively 4th Street.
Say you are my friend. When I was down, you just stood there grinning. You got a lot of nerve to say you got a helping hand to lend. You just want to be on the side that's winning. Let you down, you know it's not like that. If you're so hurt, why then don't you show it? You say you've lost your faith, but that's not where it's at. You have no faith to lose, and you know it. You talk behind my back. I used to be among the crowd you're in with. Do you take me for such a fool to think I'd make contact with one who tries to hide what they don't know to begin with? The street, you always act surprised. You say, how are you, good luck, but you don't mean it. When you know as well as me, you'd rather see me paralyzed. Why don't you just come out once and scream it? Good when I see the heartbreaks you embrace. If I was a master thief, perhaps I'd rob them. And though I know you're dissatisfied with your position and your place, don't you understand it's not my problem? Just one time you could stand inside my shoes, and just for that one moment I could be you. Yes, I wish that for just one time you could stand inside my shoes. You'd know what a drag it is to see you.
Bob Dylan and Positively 4th Street. Hope you're sitting up close to either the heat pump or the fire at the moment and managing to keep warm. It's great in the studio here. We've got the air conditioning going, and of course with all the bits and pieces we have around here that generates a lot of electric heat as well. So nice and cosy just at the moment, but I must admit I'm not looking forward too much to when the show's finished and I have to go outside and get into a cold car. Certainly we had a really bitter day on Tuesday. We haven't had one of those days for a number of years, and a little bit of the snow flurries in Marston and elsewhere around the district as well. I had to go over Mount Bruce around about midday, and certainly there was a little bit of snow on the hills around Mount Bruce, but it was certainly a vicious southerly, no doubt about that, and with the wind chill, I think we must have got into the minuses. Here's Tommy Rowe and his first big hit called Sheila.
Sweet little Sheila, you'll know her if you see her. Blue eyes and a ponytail, her cheeks are rosy, she looks a little nosy. Man, this little girl is fine. Never knew a girl like a little Sheila. Her name drives me insane. Sweet little girl, that's my little Sheila. Man, this little girl is fine. Me and Sheila go for a ride. Oh, 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 feeling funny inside. Then little Sheila whispers in my ear. Oh, 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 I love you, Sheila dear. Sheila said she loved me. She said she'd never leave me. True love will never die. We're so doggone happy just being around together. Man, this little girl is fine. Never knew a girl like a little Sheila. Her name drives me insane. Sweet little girl, that's my little Sheila. Man, this little girl is fine. Me and Sheila go for a ride. Oh, 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 feeling funny inside. Then little Sheila whispers in my ear. Oh, 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 I love you, Sheila dear. Sheila said she loved me. She said she'd never leave me. True love will never die. We're so doggone happy just being around together. Man, this little girl is fine. Oh, this little girl is fine. Yeah, this little girl is fine.
All right, time now for a track from the feature LP tonight, and it's an LP that was put out in 1968. It was actually the debut LP for The Love Affair, and the title was The Everlasting Love Affair, of course, after their very successful single Everlasting Love. A bit of controversy around that recording, and also recordings of subsequent hits, because it was discovered they had used studio musicians, and the only person or member of the Love Affair was the lead singer Steve Ellis, and it caused a bit of controversy. But of course, back in the 1960s, that was not uncommon, and a lot of the American bands and also the British bands used session musicians to make the recording a bit more polished, and ones that spring to mind were, of course, the Monkees, and also some of the early Birds songs also featured session musicians, and the most famous group of those was the ones in Los Angeles that was called the Wrecking Crew. Right, the track I've selected on this album, there's about 3 tracks of hits. There was Rainbow Valley, there was Everlasting Love, and another one that just escapes my mind, but I've picked 2 tracks that weren't hits, and this one is their version of Joe South's song called Hush. Love Affair and their version of Joe South's Hush, and that brought the time to 18 minutes after 8 o'clock here on Arrow FM. And next up we've got The Doors.
Come on, come on, come on, now touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Why won't you tell me what she said? What was that promise that you made? Now I'm gonna love you till the heavens stop the rain. Stars fall from the sky for you and I. Come on, come on, come on, come on, now touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Why won't you tell me what she said? What was that promise that you made? I'm gonna love you till the heavens stop the rain. I'm gonna love you till the stars fall from the sky for you and I. I'm gonna love you till the heavens stop the rain. I'm gonna love you till the stars fall from the sky for you and I.
You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station, and you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by those electrical wizards down in Martinborough. And of course, we're talking about Cotter and Stevens. Two of Johnny Cash's most successful albums were the ones he recorded in those notorious prisons in the States in 1968, and that was Johnny Cash live from Folsom Prison, and the following year Johnny Cash from San Quentin. And I've picked a track from the latter one where he's at San Quentin, and Johnny can introduce it.
And Carl Perkins wrote us another song that tells about the reason for it all. It takes us back home and again tells it like it was when I was a little bitty kid and we gathered around the piano and me and little brother would join in and Mama'd sing tenor and Daddy sing bass. I remember when I was a lad, times were hard and things were bad, but there's a silver lining behind every cloud. Just poor people, that's all we were, trying to make a living out of Blacklander. We'd get together in a family circle singing loud. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor,
and me and little brother joined right in there.
'Cause singing seems to help a troubled soul. One of these days, and it won't be long, I'll rejoin them in a song. I'm gonna join the family circle at the throne. No, the circle won't be broken. By and by, Lord, by and by. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor,
Me and little brother joined right in there.
in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I remember after work, Mama would call in all of us. You could hear us singing for a country mile. Now little brother has done gone on, but I'll rejoin him in a song. We'll be together again up yonder in a little while. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor,
And me and little brother joined right in there.
all singing seems to help a troubled soul. One of these days, and it won't be long, I'll rejoin them in a song. I'm gonna join the family circle at the throne. Though the circle won't be broken, by and by, Lord, by and by. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor,
And me and little brother joined right in there.
in the sky, Lord, in the sky. In the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Johnny Cash there live from San Quentin jail or prison, and that's a great concert, that one, a great album, and just looking at who was in his band at that time, and they were certainly pretty talented, and also they were his backing singers or backing band for a number of years. Of course, it contained June Carter Cash, his wife, but also the Carter family, and on electric guitar, the great Carl Perkins, and the backing vocals by the Statler Brothers.
Don't know what it is that makes me love you so. I only know I never wanna let you go. 'Cause you started something, can't you see? That ever since we met you had a hold on me. It happens to be true. I only wanna be with you. It doesn't
Dusty Springfield there, and I Only Want to Be With You, and that brought the time to coming up 29 minutes after 8 o'clock here, and next up we'll have another track from The Love Affair.
I would have given you all of my heart, but there's someone who's torn apart, and she's taken almost all that I've got. And if you wanna try to love again, baby, try to love again, but I I know, that's how I know. First heart is the deepest. Baby, I know. First heart is the deepest. I still want you by my side, just to help me dry the tears from my eyes. And I'm sure gonna give you a try. And if you want, I try to love again. Baby, I try to love again, but I know the first cut is the deepest. Lucky, I know. When it comes to being lucky, I know. When it comes to being lucky, I know. And that's how I know. The first card is the deepest. Oh, don't you know? The first card is the deepest. Yeah.
The Love Affair there, and a song written by Cat Stevens. The first cut is The Deepest. That was also a hit in the 1960s for P.P. Arnold, and also in the 1970s by Keith Hampshire. That was from the debut album of Love Affair, and that's the boys in front there, and on the back there's a picture of the boys outside the pub having a bevy or two.
And his knees
Bit of doo-wop there from the Ad-Libs, a song called A Boy from New York City. Next up, we got the Stones and their first real hit. The Rolling Stones there, and Not Fade Away, a song written and performed in the 1950s by Buddy Holly. And while that was playing, it got me to start thinking about songs that were recorded in the 1960s that were cover versions of songs that were popular or recorded prior to the 1960s, and a couple have sort of sprung to mind. So I might put my thinking cap on over the next week, and maybe next Friday night we'll come down and play 1960s versions of older songs, and some of the ones that have just sprung to my fertile mind, ones like the Unchained Melody that was a big hit for the Righteous Brothers, but also several Beatles songs, and also songs from the other British beat bands as well. So we'll see how we get on during the week, and if it works out okay, we'll might do that next week.
Come on!
The Spencer Davis Group there, and give me some lovin'. That brought the time to, let's see, 18 minutes to 9 o'clock here on Arrow FM. You're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Jellicoe Street in Martinborough. Next up, we're going to go right back to 1960 and Emile Ford and the Checkmates and Why Do You Want to Make Those Eyes at Me?
Why do you want to make those eyes at me for? If they don't mean what they say. They make me glad, they make me sad, they make me want a lot of things that I never had. You fooling around with me now. Well, hell, you lead me on and then you run away. Well, that's alright, I'll get you alone tonight. And baby, you'll find you're messing with dynamite. So what do you wanna make those eyes at me for? If they don't mean what they say. What do you wanna make those eyes at me for? If they don't mean what they say. They make me glad, they make me sad, they make me want a lot of things that I never had. You fooling around with me now. Well, hell, you lead me on and then you run away. Well, that's alright, I'll get you alone some night. And baby, you'll find you're messing with dynamite. So what do you wanna make those eyes at me for? If they don't mean what they say. What they say.
I think we'll dedicate the next song to John and Raywin over in the UK in Chester, where I'm sure they're enjoying temperatures far warmer than what we've had in the last few days, seeing they're coming up to just about the peak of summer, I suppose, early summer, the peak in a month or so. And I hope you're both nice and well and keeping nice and warm over in the Northern Hemisphere. The song I thought of, because it's a Welsh group, is Amen Corner, and If Paradise Was Half As Nice.
Paradise, I'd rather have
Heaven that you take me to. Who needs paradise? I'd rather have you. Oh yes, I'd rather have you. La 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 la. It's a paradise is up in the stars that I need to fly because it's so far. 'Cause I know it's right, a heaven on earth for me where you are. I look from your eyes, the touch of your hand, and I seem to fly to southern land. You are
I think I'll play the next song for you guys over there as well. It's from a Mersey band, not the Beatles, but the Searchers.
Sweets for my sweet, sugar for my honey. Your first sweet kiss thrills me so. Sweets for my sweet, sugar for my honey. I'll never ever let you go. If you wanted that star that shines so brightly to match the stardust in your eye, darling, I would chase that bright star nightly and try to steal it from the sky. And I would bring sweets for my sweet, sugar for my honey. Your first sweet kiss thrills me so. Sweets for my sweet, sugar for my honey. I'll never ever let you go. If you wanted a dream to keep you smiling, I'd tell the Sandman you were blue, and I'd ask him to keep that sand up piling until your dreams would all come true. And I would bring sweets for my sweet, sugar for my honey. Your first sweet kiss thrills me so. Sweets for my sweet, sugar for my honey. I'll never ever let you go. And if you wanted a love to last forever, darling, I would send my love your way. And my love not only lasts forever, but forever and a day. And I would bring sweets for my sweet, sugar for my honey. Your first sweet kiss thrills me so. Sweets for my sweet, sugar for my honey. I'll never ever let you go.
The Searchers there and the Sweets for my sweet. And next up we'll have Nancy Sinatra, and this was the follow-up hit to The Boots Are Made for a walking song called How Does That Grab You, Darling?
You came by at 2 o'clock. You should have been by at 10. I said by at 3 o'clock, and I ain't coming back again. Whoa, how does that grab you, darling? How does that mess your mind? How does that grab you, darling? This girl is leaving you behind. You smart aleck tomcat, you. When the sun goes down and the moon comes up, I'm gonna go out and prowl, yeah. Don't come a-looking for your pussycat, 'cause I won't be, you know how. Whoa, how does that grab you, darling? How does that mess your mind? How does that grab behind. Now you ain't nothing but an old tomcat running around my house. I'll tell you something, you old tomcat, you just lost your mouse. Whoa, how does that grab you, darling? How does that mess your mind? How does that grab you, darling? Huh? This girl is leaving you behind. There's more than one way to skin a cat, you know. Bye-bye.
Nancy Sinatra there, and I think we'll finish off with the Beach Boys.
I love the colorful clothes she wears and the way the sunlight plays upon her hair. I hear the sound of a gentle word on the wind that lifts her perfume through the air.
I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. Picking up good vibrations.
Close my eyes, she's somehow closer now. Softly smile, I know she must be kind. In her eyes, she goes with me to a blossom room.
I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. Picking up good vibrations. Excitations. Picking up good vibrations. Excitations.
The Beach Boys there with Brian Wilson's masterpiece, Good Vibrations, bringing to a close another edition of the 60s Nostalgia Show, which has been kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Jellicoe Street in Martinborough. And the program was first broadcast all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7. Alright, time to wrap things up. Before I disappear, I'll put on some commercial-free Kiwi music, and that'll take you right through until the next scheduled program, which comes on here at 9:30. The program called Pick and Mix, and always an interesting few subjects covered in that program, and of course the commercial-free Kiwi music is pretty good as well. Alright, quick look at the weather forecast for the Wairarapa, and it's looking pretty good if you like a nice crisp start. Tonight's going to get down to -1 degree, although there'll be a top tomorrow of 13 will be fine, with morning frosts and a few clouds and light winds. And on Sunday, a top of 13, a low of -1, fine with morning frosts and a few clouds with northerlies developing. And on Monday, a minimum of 1 degree and a top of 14, fine spells with gusty northwesterlies. So we've got a few frosts coming up, and that'll be good because it'll kill a lot of the bugs in the soil, and the fine days are going to make the grass grow just a little bit. So far we've got through towards the end of June before we had a few days of very cold weather, but hopefully that's a flash in the pan, and the rest of the winter is going to be as good as what it was last year. A big weekend sporting wise, I suppose, over in France. The Tour de France continues on, and over in England, Wimbledon is being played at the moment, and somewhere in Europe I think there's some soccer or football tournament taking place as well. Back home here in Auckland tomorrow night, the All Blacks take on Tonga, and I'm not quite sure what sort of game that is going to be, because the Tongans, for one reason or another, and mostly COVID related, is really fielding a certainly not their A team, and the All Blacks are trying out some new players as well. So not quite sure how that game is going to turn out. Up in Auckland, at the home of the Warriors, Mount Smart Stadium. And of course we are getting closer and closer to the Olympics, and certainly it does now appear that it is going to go ahead, and hopefully we don't have a bad aftermath of some people wanting to hold a sporting tournament during a pandemic. Speaking of which, I'm booked in for Tuesday morning to get the first vaccination, and it might be an interesting experience. Hopefully it's just like the flu jab. It's pretty painless and pretty insignificant to go through for what rewards you get from it. Hope you have a good weekend. Looks like the weather is going to be good. We're going to have a few chilly nights and chilly starts, but the days are going to be really good, which is good news. I'm off tomorrow down to Featherston, the gateway to the Wairarapa, for another game of Ripper Rugby for my grandson Henry, and I've got an idea it might be the last game they have this year. So that's down at Featherston, something to look forward to, and hopefully the light winds that are forecast for tomorrow are actually light winds in Featherston. Whatever you are doing, take care, and take care during the week, and we'll catch you next Friday night at 7 o'clock with the Blues Show and 8 o'clock with the 60s and Nostalgia Show. You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station that broadcasts all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7 and elsewhere via our website arrowfm.co.nz, and you can also catch us on Wairarapa TV, which is a Freeview channel number 41, and if you want something a little bit more convenient, download the Wairarapa TV app, and that means you can play the programs whenever you like on your mobile. The time now is 4 minutes after 9 o'clock. Time for some commercial-free Kiwi music.